We'll pick up the first fight down here. So I'm basically jumping in a mid-story quest here. I was sent by a local kid to go and do some practicing before some tournaments coming up.
All right, the brawl's beginning.
Yeah, immediately you get a sense
Right.
for just how huge they are.
Yeah, the scale of the Bakugan the intent was to make sure we kept the epic feel. You know, Bakugan are anywhere from like 2, 3, 4 stories tall, so we wanted to ensure that that came through in combat as much as possible. So you know, the combat system is kind of a hybrid to the TV show. As people are watching the TV show and then the toy and TCG. So, you know, we're running around here in the Hive Matrix real time, collecting energy cores, which are those blue hexagons on the field. Those energy cores give you the equivalent of mana in like a fantasy RPG game. So on the bottom left corner, that's my 4 abilities. Those are, you know, the equivalent of, you know, essentially casting a spell. So right now I'm getting beat down a little bit as I'm talking, but I will change the course here quickly. So one thing you'll notice also with the energy core is we bring in some tactics and decision making just from the energy cores alone. See the course she just picked up there was a small energy glow, which means it has a lower quantity of energy that's going to supply you. The bigger the glow, the more energy you get. So now it becomes a decision of, you know, do I want to get these 1 or 2 close cores, or do I want to go for the far bigger core with more energy deeper into the field while passing up, you know, other options.
What's kind of interesting is like resource management, where you're having to collect the energy.
Later.
I had another Bakugan in reserve. But yeah, to your point, Tyler, you know, sorry, Steve, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to give a little background on story really quick. So basically where Kenny ended up there was in his last brawl in a series of a quest, because he wants to impress this local hotshot named Larry, who's organizing a local tournament. Overall, our story interweaves between a series of tournaments.
Assign it to a new Bakugan. Again, one of the layers of strategy that you're going to have to consider is that every Bakugan ability is associated to a single faction. So there, you know, there's 5 factions: Pyrus, Heos, Darkus, Aquos, and Ventus. So as you collect Bakugan ability cards, as you can see, there's 5 here. There's only 4 there. You know, you'll start to get basically what's the equivalent of a mini deck building opportunity. So you get all these cards that are part of your deck to assemble, and your deck is really just the 4 abilities that you're assigning to each Bakugan when you go into the fight. And now Larry is
so that's where a lot of the strategy comes in. Oh, I'm sorry, Kenny, go ahead.
Oh, no, absolutely. I was just saying Larry gives me more loot here. So yeah, you are correct. That is a lot of where the strategy is coming in.
So personally for you,
oh, go ahead, Tyler.
Sorry. I was just saying, personally for you, Kenny, what kind of strategies do you like to implement with your Bakugan? Are you more of a going in guns blazing head first, or a little more strategic on adding more kinds of buffs or recovery?
So you know, it's a good question. The Bakugan factions actually kind of draw their own strategy. So again, leveraging as much as we can from the TCG and bringing that experience into the game for the different players that'll recognize, you know, a lot of the factions have their own playing style. So I generally try and adapt a playing style to the team I want to get. About something she saw at the fountain over here.
Oh,
There's a little sparkle.
check that out.
So,
All right.
Oh,
picked up-
nice.
This be your
Picked
third
up an
Bakugan?
Aquacindius. Indeed. So a lot
So
of
now
what
you-
you'll find in oh, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I was just gonna say, now you're rocking a full team.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. That is my third Bakugan. So early on, you'll start off finding one Bakugan. We jumped about 30 minutes into play here. But early on, you'll find your initial Bakugan, and then quickly pick up two more. May or may not have noticed when I was modifying my abilities on the Bakugan screen. Every Bakugan has resistances to factions, so I wouldn't call it a paper, rock, scissors system by any means, but each faction has essentially two other factions that it defends well against, while it's weak against another faction. So just another layer of things to think about and ponder when you're going into battle. One of the reasons why you get that preview of who you're getting ready to go against and have the ability to make some alternate decisions. The
It
more
would have been
Bakugan.
pretty quick to swap his Bakugan between the two that he has, and really fast.
Right.
Yeah, he appears to have not liked his matchup to my Dragonoid originally. So in combat, aside from your four abilities that you're working with, we actually have other things. We're early gameplay, so as you evolve the Bakugan and they get bigger and stronger, there's other things other mechanics that we aren't going to be able to see. I will be able to pull off a team attack. So it's a lot about risk and reward, as I'm charging up, taking the time to charge up these guys. Obviously, as you can see, I'm taking a bit of a beating here. However, I'm hoping that the payoff from my one large team attack is going to equal the punishment I'm taking and more.
We hope you can pull that off. You got to get those Baku cores.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are competing with the other character. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just commenting on the battle. Fine.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that you're competing with the other character to collect those.
Think we're getting
you're getting
close.
closer.
There's my team attack.
There you go.
Team attack! Yo, one hit. That was worth it.
So
Nice.
far, so good.
But his work is not done.
Still has one more to
And
go.
only 92 left on this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Ouch.
take a couple hits.
See if I can beat him to the core. Yes.
But it was a big risk spending all of that time collecting those Baku cores for all of your Bakugans.